Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Hyundai Creta Pro Max, the Alcazar. And OG fast viewers will remember this location. Problem is they opened the road from there. So there's a lot of traffic in this location. Now it's afternoon, so traffic is less. But I am going to be completely burnt out and sweat like crazy. Anyways, I'm going to show you this feature where you can turn on the vehicle by pressing a button. Here I've kept this button pressed. And let's see if the car turns on.
A few moments later.
There the vehicle turned on after 3 years of waiting, but yeah, it turned on finally. So this is a very cool feature of this car where you can turn on the car. Now since I've already done a dedicated video of this particular car earlier, there's not much to talk about. You can just click here to see that vlog. I'll just tell you some cool things I like about this car. First and foremost, I love the instrument cluster. It is super duper awesome, and then obviously you can customize things and it's a full digital unit. This is also amazing, the display, the infotainment system, which again 10.25 inch, taking some time to load. Here we get into reverse, and that is a reverse parking camera along with the 360-degree camera. Again, I like this. This is really very nice. I like the fact you get ventilated seats at the front. Okay, there's an air purifier which is making a lot of sound, and I love the fact that it gets plenty of features, including an auto dimming inside rear view mirror, which the XUV 700 does not get, and you get a massive panoramic roof as well, which again is a very nice feature to have. Yeah, there the sunroof is opening. This has captain seats, which you can see at the moment. But as much as I like things in this car,
enjoy a pleasant and safe drive, and don't forget to wear seatbelt.
Thank you, auntie. You also enjoy a very pleasant and safe intervening other people's vlogs time, and also wear your seatbelt. That said, a lot of things to like. Like I told you, I love the instrument cluster. I love the 360-degree camera. And I also love the blind spot monitors, which are also very cool. Indicator off karo pehle. Haan, there you see the blind spot monitors are also very cool. Only thing is they occupy vital information. So lot to like. And you know what? The second row of seats are also impressive. This is also super cool. You get a sun blind here. Easy to tumble this. You can just press this button and there it tumbles completely. So easy to get in and out. But what I don't like is that this seat is not as good. The last row is not as good as the Safari. Best for children, although you've got air conditioning and a lot of vents here and there. And then they have actually taken, okay, this has come out. So they have actually gone ahead and taken the pillow from, say, a Mercedes car. This is so soft and nice. They get a center console here, which is not actually very useful. I'll tell you why. Because wireless charging completely sucks is what I believe. Takes a lot of time to charge it wirelessly. And the other issue is that if you want to put all the seats flat, you can't do that because there's a center console which comes in between. There, okay, you can have multiple positions. So this is a bit upright, and then you can recline this completely as well. And there you see the boot is actually massive. It's decent enough even with all the rows up. AC controls are given here. So plenty of good bits, practical car in that sense. But I would say get the 7-seater to carry 7 people, because the center console, I honestly don't think it's of much of a use. Storage space is there and wireless charger, which I don't find useful as such. But there is a tray, again something very nice. Okay, how do we operate this? Yeah, it's easy to operate, and you can actually put your iPad here if you have that thing. There's storage space here as well, so practical. Both sound system, again something to like in this car. Plenty of things to like in this car actually, but this is the diesel automatic, which is kind of different. You'll know it looks like a Creta only. The only thing is now they have stretched the car by I think 200 mm. Wheelbase is longer by 150 mm in order to give this proper amount of space on the inside. And this is the signature trim. Says Alcazar here. Why are we even talking about all this? I've done such a dedicated vlog, not once but twice as well. So let's just start driving, because that's what really matters, right? At the end of the day, how does this gearbox perform? How do you perform diesel automatic? Please tell me, how do you perform? For that we have to drive, right? Yeah, let's go. All right, we are all set to go, which means turning off the air conditioning, getting it into drive mode. And 1 second, we need to get into park again, because I want to change the theme and I don't want to link it to a drive mode, because I like this white one the most. So we're going to get into sport mode, and we're going to keep this white cluster only because I honestly like it the most. Get into drive, we get into sport as well. And here driver rear view monitor is turned on. Traction control is off. Hazard light off. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, rev still 2000 RPM, and off we go. So you might be wondering, what is the phone doing here? Well, there's nobody to monitor my camera today, so I am going to be monitoring it myself. So you can see acceleration is okay, yeah, because this is a 1.5 liter diesel engine, which kind of feels out of place in a car this size, right? Because obviously it does weigh up quite a bit, but still weighs up, I think 300-400 kgs lesser than most other rivals, which happen to be, say, the Safari or even the XUV 700 for that matter. The result is that performance is more than adequate. It gets the job done without a doubt, because this 1.5 litre diesel engine is extremely refined and smooth, good drivability as well, and you know what? It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 12 seconds, which is not very fast, but decent enough when you are alone. When you put people in the car, then you realize that a bigger engine is a bigger engine is a bigger engine, because that's when you need the additional punch, and this engine can't cope up with 7 passengers or even 5 passengers on a hilly area. If you're driving in the city alone or with 2-3 passengers, not a problem, but when you need a climb up, now that is the time when you need a bigger engine, because 115 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque isn't that much. But then most people who are going to be driving in the city with more passengers will not complain. Just remember, if you're going out on the highway, probably the petrol engine would be a better bet, because it obviously has more power, more torque and all those things. But no, not torque, but I don't care. But what's important is that the petrol engine also drinks a lot more fuel. This is more efficient. Smaller engine will obviously not drink as much fuel as such. It's happy to rev. It only gets vocal in the higher end of the rev range. For the most part, it is very smooth, very refined, and with this automatic box, it just gets the job done. It's a 6-speed torque converter automatic, and you can also manually take control of things if you so wish, but it will not hold on to a gear. It will upshift, so there's no manual control, even though you have got paddle shifters here. There's a tire pressure monitor as well. So some good bits inside this car without a doubt, and braking performance is also good enough. I mean, it stops in its track, nosedive, because of the soft suspension. No matter how much grunt you have, a Jeep Compass with the bigger engine is right now proving that there is no replacement for displacement. Of course, it's got more power, but it's also smoking a bit. That does not really matter. We have this ice cube type cluster, which is kind of cool. That said, there are 3 drive modes on offer. 2 of them have unfortunately left India. Eco, Sport, sorry, not just a joke. Okay, there are 3 drive modes, which is Eco, Normal and Sport, or you can call it Comfort or whatever. It doesn't really make changes to the chassis or the suspension. It only makes change to the engine map. That Compass is gone. Yeah, it's gone. That's the advantage of having a bigger engine. But then most people are not going to be complaining about it, because people really care about fuel efficiency nowadays with the high fuel price. And in that regard, this engine does a great job, no doubt. But forget the Compass and all, let's look at the Mahindra XUV 700, which has rewritten the complete rules only of how much power and torque should be there in a car. Especially the petrol engine is absolutely fantabulous. It makes the Hyundai engine look underpowered. That's the level of performance from Mahindra's XUV 700's petrol engine, 200 horsepower. That's absolutely baffling. And plus, it has got ADAS also. So another missed opportunity for Hyundai. They're offering a lot of features, no doubt. The car is loaded with so many features, but there is no ADAS, unfortunately. Yeah, they need to offer that as well, because MG is doing it. Now, the suspension is really very soft, which lends it a very good ride quality. But because this runs on 18-inch wheels, not 17 inches, which the Creta does, and the sidewall is also smaller, over really bad bumps, it's not as comfortable as, say, a Creta. But overall ride quality is good. High-speed stability in spite of the soft suspension is nice. Steering is super duper light. I mean, it's obnoxiously light, a steering wheel. In fact, I'll show you how light the steering wheel is right away. The result is that it's an easy car to drive. It's the easiest 7-seater to drive by far, because of the easy controls and the lightness. You can see, you can just turn like this. That is how easy it is to drive. And onto the throttle, and it absolutely spins its wheels very aggressively, because like I told you, that grip levels could be better. Things are very soft, so it just is not a driver's car. And then there's plenty of body roll as well, which is obviously expected from a car which is so softly sprung. Let's change the cluster mode again. I like this one as well, and we are going to rev the nuts out. Here we go. So there are 18 freaking variants on offer of the Alcazar, because petrol and diesel engine, manual and automatic, and then 6 and 7-seater options. Result is that there's a lot of confusion, to be honest. At least when this thing goes, na kya bolte hain, the tachometer disappears. There's a digital readout at least. So if you can't see the analog one, there's a digital one. I mean, everything is digital, but there's an analogish version in a digital format. Whatever, you get my drift. The price range is obnoxious, 19.35, somewhere around that, or 19.5. It goes all the way to 24.4 lakhs, and that is for the top end variant. I think this is the top end variant. So that is on-road Mumbai prices, undercuts the Safari, and of course even the XUV 700 for that matter. Because the top end variants of the Safari as well as the XUV, they go almost like 28 lakhs. Of course, with the XUV you also get all-wheel drive, and with the Safari you get gold edition and all those things. But yeah, the Alcazar is priced attractively if you compare to the competition, but cars have got really very expensive. Another issue I'm facing is when my arm goes on the armrest, it hits the air purifier, or I don't know, air purifier has a mind of its own. It's automatically turning on and off. So that's a ergonomic flaw. However, as a car, for most people, the Alcazar will get the job done. Only thing is the diesel needs more power, or we need a bigger diesel engine, which I've already proved by drag racing this car unintentionally with a Jeep Compass. And body roll obviously is in plenty, but no person is going to put 7 people in the car and push it around the corners. Or who knows, you could do that as well if you're driving the Safari. The Safari just has the better ride quality. The XUV just has the more powerful engines. And this car just isn't exciting enough. It's not supposed to be. Neither is the Creta. It is a practical car with a lot of features, decent amount of quality, and around the corners, well, the body roll kicked in, yo. And on that bombshell, oh my god, yeah, bad bumps, not the smoothest in this car. But as an overall package for an MPV, the Alcazar does a decent job. Bye bye. I'm not much to say today.